joining us. We got some exciting things happening company-wide and really exciting things happening in the market. Still, the market's off a little bit from what we were experiencing last year, but we're seeing the gap close a little bit in these summer months for most of our market areas. So let's dig in with this month's content. As I always remind everybody, knowledge is not power, execution is power. So we're super thankful that you are taking the time out of your day to attend our program. We want to make sure you take something from it, but most importantly, we want you to execute on it. So make sure you have pen and paper available or someplace that you could take notes, because we're going to go over a couple things that could be things that you implement in your business so that you change the trajectory of your business and your life in the coming end of year. First, we want to welcome new agents that have joined since our last meeting. So welcome Isabella, Brian. Also, we're super excited to be in the process of opening a new Gloucester office. More on that to come. But with that, we want to welcome Dawn and Jane, who are officially our first Gloucester agents. I want to also welcome Carol Norton, Barbara Lima, and Justin Fox. So welcome to all of the agents who have joined since last month's sales meeting. Let's take a look at our July numbers and see where we land for the month of July. For July, we had 259 closings plus 54 rentals at a total sales volume of 121 million. In a few minutes, let's take a look at breaking these numbers down a little bit by market area, but then we're going to dig in a little bit and see how these numbers stack up overall compared to last year's numbers, so you guys have an idea of the trajectory of business overall. So again, 259 plus 54 rentals at $121 million in business. Here's how these numbers stack up. The Massachusetts-based offices did 192 units at 98 million. Our Florida offices did 46 units at 16 million. And our New Hampshire offices did 21 units at 7.1 million. Let's see who our top agents are. As always, Sergio makes a great sheet on this. So if you see your name, make sure that you pay attention to LAER Agent Services today, as typically Sergio creates some great marketing pieces, and you'll be able to share all this on social media if your name is on one of our top 25 agents across the company. So let's take a look at top Massachusetts teams by volume. Okay, we have Page & Company, number 1, Silver Key Homes 2, O'Connell & Company 3, Rose Homes 4, and the Results Group number 5. That's our Massachusetts-based top teams by volume. Next, we have our top 5 individuals by volume. Congratulations goes out to Derek Amato, Corey Gracie, Sarah McCoy, Lita Phillips, Terry Maffio. Congrats. Next, let's take a look at our top 5 teams in Massachusetts by unit sold. We have Silver Key Homes number 1, Rose Homes 2, Page & Company number 3, O'Connell & Company number 4, and the Results Group out of Tewksbury number 5. Congratulations. Next, we have our top 5 individual agents for Massachusetts. Congratulations goes out to Corey Gracie, Derek Amato, Sarah McCoy, Lita Phillips, and Karen Jewett. Congratulations to our top 5 individuals for Massachusetts. Let's take a look at our top 5 for New Hampshire. We have Platinum Realty Group number 1, Fulford Group number 2, Lisa Newman team number 3, 4 Marie White team, and 5 Karen Pelletier. In New Hampshire, we group together the teams and individuals since it is a smaller market area. I think that first one was by volume. The second one is by our New Hampshire top 5 by units, and that is Platinum Realty Group, Fulford Group, Lisa Newman team, Karen Pelletier, and Marie White team. So congratulations. Let's take a look at our Florida agents. Congratulations goes out to our top 10 agents and teams by volume. Congratulations goes out to Tanya, Laura, the Gesualdo team, Harriet Offerman, Silvana Rebello, the Lambert team, Roberto Ferrer, Lindsay Scott, Steve Wilson, and Lisa Anderson. Congratulations to our top 10 by volume for Florida. Also want to recognize our top 10 agents and teams in Florida based on units sold. Congratulations goes out to Tanya, the Gesualdo team, Laura, Silvana, Lambert team, Roberto Ferrer, Harriet Offerman, Steve Wilson, Jose Alcibo, and Lindsay Scott. Congratulations on our top 10 for Florida. These are our top 25 company-wide. So congratulations to our top 25. This is all the offices, New England and Florida included. So our top 25 by volume, as well as our top 25 by unit sold, company-wide. Again, make sure you visit LAER Agent Services, because our marketing team creates some wonderful pieces for you to share on social media, to let the world know that even in a more challenging real estate market, you guys are killing it in sales. So congratulations to all of our top agents for the month of July. Let's take a look at our overall. So our July 2023, we had 259 closings. This time last year, we had 271 closings. Last year, we had a higher volume at 136 million. This year, we're at 121 million. For my purposes, I feel like we're break even from where we were July over July, which is not a bad place to be in a slightly more challenging real estate market. We all know that the National Association of Realtors has predicted 30% less business this year as compared to last year. So we're actually ahead of what market predictions are stating overall. So year over year, just so you guys know where we stand for our year-to-date closings, we have thus far this year closed 1,605 transactions. That's sales. It doesn't include rentals. That's all of the offices, New England and Florida included, and that's $766 million. That means that we're definitely going to reach our $1 billion a year in sales volume, which we should be very excited about. That puts us at the top 5% of real estate brokerages across the country. But it also shows that we're not that far off from where we were last year. At this time last year, we had closed 1,885 transactions at $892 million. Okay, I'm going to go through this in less than 1 minute because I've gone through it every single month, but it's so important that I won't take it out of the sales meeting just yet. We know that there's going to be a change in the market. We're experiencing that change in the market. That means that great agents are going out finding new ways to conquer the real estate market, new niches to dive into. So I want to give you the top 10 ways to drum up new business right now. Number 1, expired listings. In every single marketplace, there are listings that came on the market, sat on the market, and did not sell. So we tend to think there's no expired listings because in many markets, there's so little inventory. But the truth is there are, in every market, properties that came on the market, they're no longer on the market, and those sellers want to sell. Our marketing team created a fabulous marketing piece for expired listings, by the way. If you go to laeragentservices.com, go scroll down to the marketing section, down to the section that has the brochures and guides. Click on that and you'll find, scroll down through there and you'll find an expired listing package. So if you're out there chasing expired listings, you have great marketing materials to present to those home sellers. For sale by owners. I just saw one of our agents picked up a wonderful listing in Shirley. I was so glad to see one of our agents get that listing because I've driven by it many times and I saw a little for sale by owner sign in front of the house. And I said, oh God, I hope a LAER agent calls on that listing and gets the listing. And I'm excited to say a LAER agent got that listing. So that tells me you guys are on top of it, calling on those for sale by owners. Small bank REO. So when the market begins to shift a little, many real estate agents say, I want to go after foreclosure business. Well, here's the thing to know. A lot of the big banks no longer handle their own foreclosure business. They have asset management companies to do that. Many agents have already been working with those asset management companies for the last 10 years. So although there were not a flood of foreclosures on the market, many agents have been working those asset management companies for a long time. So where is the opportunity for us? Small banks. There are small local banks and credit unions who have foreclosure departments. They don't go out and hire asset management companies. They don't, for the most part, have relationships with real estate brokerages. Call on your local bank, ask them who's handling their foreclosures. Estate planning attorneys. So great opportunity to network with estate planning attorneys so that when families have a death of a loved one and there is a property that needs to be sold, that estate planning attorney knows that they have a reliable real estate agent who's going to go in and give them fair market value and get them the most money for their property. 1031 exchanges. I love 1031 exchanges because you can create, 1031 exchanges are like magic. You can create business from people who don't even know they want to sell or should sell their real estate and help them exchange into a better investment. How do you find out about 1031 exchanges? A great place to start is our YouTube station, youtube.com/LAER training. In there, we did a 1-hour program on 1031 exchanges, and it's everything you need to know as a beginner to go out and start looking into how you can go find people who own properties that are like multi-families who might be able to exchange that property for a better returning property. As well, we've seen some wonderful success stories of retirees who have properties in Massachusetts. They have 1031 exchange properties here, and they're exchanging them for properties in Florida because they know that they eventually want to retire full-time in Florida. So there's unbelievable opportunity with 1031 exchanges. Lead services. By the way, our lead service program is growing. Right now, if you're a LAER agent and you want OpCity leads, just email happyagent@laerrealty.com. We'll add you to our OpCity rotation. We are growing that program. We have a program that's been used in our Florida market called Prime Street, which we're going to be bringing here. We're in the middle of testing it out, but it's going to give another resource for agents to go get cold leads. Orphaned clients. All this means is that there are so many real estate agents getting out of the market right now. The market is shifting. When that shifts, there are real estate agents who leave, and those are great real estate agents to partner with and say, hey, why don't we create a referral partnership where you can go retire, you don't have to work buyers and sellers, you don't have to get up every day and make your prospecting calls. I'll do all that. I'll work with your customer database and we'll share in the income. I'll pay a referral program. So orphaned clients, other partnerships, moving companies, clean out companies, Title V companies, assisted living companies, divorce estate attorneys, solar companies, commercial real estate firms. All of these players work the same clientele that we do. So look for opportunities in your marketplace to go out and meet these different types of companies that are catering advertising, marketing to the same clients we want to be doing business with, and work out partnerships. Can't stress this enough. Events is where it's at. I still think I'm surprised how few events I see out there just across the board in real estate. But why not put together your own BA seminar, first-time homebuyer seminar, seller seminar, credit cleanup seminar, senior downsizing seminar? And why not do it every single month? I mean, once you have the content created, why not do these all the time? And why not also offer them not only in person at a local library that you can invite people to, but also invite through like a Zoom. So do them all the time. These are such great opportunities. When you get in front of a small group of people to teach, you become better at presenting. And by the way, LAER has most of this content all created for you. Head over to laeragentservices.com, go to our guides, presentations, and brochures section, and look at all the content we have. Buyer brochures and guides, seller guides, investor guides, listing presentations. It's all created. Just take that and make it your own and get out there and host an event. And then last, open houses. If you're an agent that does not have the business to do open houses, because you need listings to do open houses, lean into your peers. Look at the agents to your left and right. There are tons of listings. I think last I counted, we have about 200 plus listings at LAER. That means that there are listings within the brokerage that you could be doing open houses on. Now, the first thing some of you might be saying in your head is, well, why would they want me to do their open house? Maybe the agent wants to take a weekend off or go to the beach or go on vacation. So don't have a limiting belief about that. Also, maybe that agent is going to do open houses this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. But think about a commuter open house. Say, would you mind if I do a commuter open house to see if anybody might be interested in the property? Now, if you're asking other agents to let you do open houses, you should create some sort of marketing piece to market to your peers about why they should let you host their open house. So a marketing video, things like that. And then when you do an open house, make it spectacular. Don't show up with a black and white listing sheet like every other brokerage. Make it a spectacular open house. Okay, let's dive into some company updates. Okay, first, there are all kinds of exciting changes coming to the LAER check request. All of the check requests. This is New England and Florida. Now, first of all, our Florida agents have, many of you guys have still been using a commission disbursement form that gets uploaded into app files. Our goal is to phase that out by September 1st so that all of our Florida agents are also using the online version of the check request, not filling out a piece of paper and uploading it, but just filling out an online check request, telling us the details of the closing. That automatically goes to our bookkeeping department and you get paid super fast. So that's part one, getting our Florida agents using our check request system, because it's going to make you, it's going to help you be so much more productive. You're not going to have to rely on an admin doing that for you. Secondly, we've already added to our check requests that many agents, when you're closing a transaction, you want a social media piece for that property that you just closed. There's now a new button on the check request where you can request a social media just sold. Now, if you have a listing, we give you your marketing pieces on your listings for all of the milestones of the listing, but for whatever reason, maybe you don't have access to it or you don't know where to find it. If you want any social media piece, a just sold social media piece, it's now right on the check request. We also, number 3, we're adding to all the check requests. Our goal is to have this up by September 1st. If you would like to request the creation of a closing gift, and this is what the closing gift will look like, but it's a framed sign. You customize it. So you tell us the names of the people, the property address, and we create this. You can have it either sent directly to your client, and we create a little note card from you. You tell us what to say, or we'll send it to you, and then you can bring it to the closing or hand deliver it to your client. So that's the next level that we're adding to the check request. The last piece that we're adding to the check request, which will be up and running by September, is a commission advance piece. So for agents that have closings coming up in the next 90 days, but you need the commission faster, we are rolling out an internal commission advance program where you can get those funds advanced to you 30, 60, or 90 days prior to the closing. So those are the 4 pieces. And this is all the reasons why we really want to get Florida using the new check requests, so that you guys could take advantage to all these different layers that we're adding onto the system. So just a compliance reminder. I did this last month as well, but it's really important. First of all, we have had several agents. I sent an email about this out. This has happened to, it's happening like every single week. So the vacant land scam. Basically what the vacant land scam is if you get like a Zillow lead and that person is like anxious to put a property on the market, they don't seem really to care that much about what the price is. They really want to just sell it fast. And there's just something that feels fishy about it. Make sure you verify who owns the land. So go to the Registry of Deeds, verify who owns the land, get a copy of the driver's license of the person you're speaking to. It's really only if you have somebody trying to sell land and you're not meeting them, it could be a scam. And we have had our own agents that have run into this, that a lead comes in off Zillow, they want to sell their land, but they're located in Florida or California, and the agent can't meet them. And that person is reluctant to do like a video meeting, won't send over a driver's license. There's a good chance that that is a land scam. That person's trying to sell land that they don't own. So I'm excited to state that Coast to Coast Closings is actually hosting a webinar on this. We will send out some more information on the 22nd. So we'll send out an email this afternoon, but August 22nd from 10 to 10:30, we're going to be doing a class specifically on the vacant land scam. So, and that's hosted by Coast to Coast Closings, and they'll tell you exactly how to identify and protect yourself in a land sale. Second of all, I just got in the last 7 days our second lawsuit for copywritten photography. So I wanted to bring this up again. I brought it up last month, but I've come to learn that errors and omissions insurance covers real estate transactions. It does not cover copywritten photography issues. You cannot use photography that you do not own and that you do not have permission to use. So that means you can't take photos off Google. In both of our lawsuits, these are, an agent just grabbed a photo of like a tennis court or a golf course picture from a condo that they're selling. And these photos that they don't have permission to use, just photos off of the internet. This can happen to any of us. So it's super important that any photos that you are uploading into MLS, because that's going to get syndicated across all of the different platforms like Zillow, Realtor.com. And these companies like this Copycat Legal, they have systems in place for going through Zillow and Realtor.com looking for their photos so that they could sue somebody, because some of these photographers, that's how they're making their money, is through the lawsuits. So these are 6-figure lawsuits, so you really have to take it super seriously. Like these are a couple of the ones that we're dealing with right now. These are the 2 photos. So these 2 photos create like a $60,000 liability, because those are photos off of like the website for the condo association. So don't use Google Images. Anytime you're using an image, either you should have taken it, or you paid somebody to take it, or you find out who owns it and get permission to use the photo. And if you don't have one of those 3 things, you should not use that photo. Okay, let's get a sustainability update from Craig Foley, our Chief Sustainability Officer.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Stacy.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. So thinking, just reiterating the check request form, Stacy. On the check request form, we do have a place to fill out if your home that you're selling or you're helping a buyer buy has green high performance features on it, or storm protection that comes from Beaches MLS, the Florida MLS. Please, please, please check some of these, fill them in. You know, on the right and other green features, if you have a natural gas system that's Energy Star rated, that could go in there. If you have a house full of LED light bulbs, that could go in there, right? We should see a lot of sales with green features from LAER Realty Partners. As far as I know, no other real estate firm in the country is tracking this. This is part of what we're trying to do and lead the United States in this space, obviously. So please, when you fill out that check request form, please fill some of these things in so we can track this at the end of the year and see how many high performance homes that we've sold, or existing homes with high performance features. Then I'm just going to skip forward. This is from our my boot camp section of this, but responsibility and competence, right? Something that Stacy also just mentioned. Under Article 11 of our Code of Ethics, and this is not, by the way, a standard or procedure for LAER Realty Partners. It is my strong request, though, to protect Stacy from lawsuits that we know are coming. Article 11 of our Code of Ethics requires realtor competence in the types of buildings that they sell. And I would, I strongly feel that high performance homes with high performance features like solar PV, there is a specific valuation process. So unless you've taken classes like Selling the Sun, or you're a green designated agent, and it looks like there are several agents, Stacy, that are participating in this in the company meeting today that have taken the Selling the Sun class or the green designation. My strong recommendation to our agents that haven't taken those types of classes and are selling these types of homes is to partner with one of the green designated agents with our company, or partner with some of the agents that have taken these classes. And feel free, if you're online, throw in your information that you've taken these classes, and you can get some help. You can partner with them and in several different ways, but they can help you through this process to protect your client, your seller clients in particular, that are selling homes with assets on them that are valued in a different way. These realtors are trained to be able to do that. And on top of that, if they're your client as opposed to a customer, right? If you have an agreement with them, a listing agreement with them, they are in fact your client. And you remember fiduciary responsibility, I'm sure, from your real estate classes. We use that acronym OLD CAR: obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, accountability, and reasonable care. The last one's pretty interesting because that also talks about a competent agent in these types of marketplaces. So we have fiduciary responsibilities to these homeowners that have made these kinds of green improvements. And I just strongly urge you to partner with several of the great agents throughout LAER that have taken the time to become knowledgeable and competent in these particular areas. And Sergio, if you can throw in a couple of links coming up, on September 20th, Women's Council of Realtors, I'm going to be teaching the fundamentals of sustainable homes class. That is going to be at the GBAR site in Reading. On October 18th, there's going to be GBAR is also hosting our second annual sustainability symposium that's going to be on electrification and decarbonization. I'll also be teaching that same class, the Fundamentals of Sustainable Homes class, for that event as well. So those are both worth 2 continuing ed credits and starts to meet your requirements for knowledge and competence under both fiduciary responsibility and our NAR Code of Ethics, Article 11. So that's what I've got, Stacy.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Craig.
You're welcome.
By the way, if you guys have not seen it, hopefully everybody by now has seen the July Inside the Den newsletter, but we featured Craig because he recently, it was an awesome picture, but Craig, you recently had a meeting at the Department of Energy. So I thought it was so cool to see our sustainability officer offering feedback to the Department of Energy about sustainability. So
yeah, and valuation. I was afraid, Stacy, that I might get zapped walking into the building. I didn't even know they'd let realtors into that building, but they did. So there you go.
That's so funny. I wonder if they have solar on the roof. Do you know?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Let's see. All right. Okay, so basically, I just wanted to go through a short presentation today because real estate is very interesting. I watch all the different classes that are out there on real estate, and I see so many different classes on like cold calling and social media marketing and building videos. And while all of that is, of course, important and will help you grow your business, I think that there's some things, I know that there's some things that could change your business even more. And that is just changing your environment a little bit. By changing your environment, you change your business. And by changing your business, you change your life. So what do I mean by environment? For us as realtors, definitely our workspace, like where we're working each day, whether it be at home or desk at the office or wherever your space is. Also your home space. So all of us have space at home. So that contributes to the environment that we manifest within. Also for real estate, I also think it's vehicles. So we spend a lot of time in our vehicles out showing real estate, etc. So this also, our environment is also the space contained around us within our vehicles. And then also just our head space. So what is going on inside of our heads? So it's very interesting because I have been on this journey over the last, really since the pandemic, because the way I used to be in my office, if any of you had ever visited my office when I had my space in Dracut, it was always like a disorganized mess. And really that was kind of like how my house was too. Like there wasn't, everything was disorganized. And now looking back on it, also my headspace was disorganized. And during the pandemic, I had a great opportunity to like just reorganize everything. And now I am an organized nut, but I see the benefits of changing your surroundings changes everything. Changes like when there is organization in the space and environment around you, it translates into a better business because your thoughts become more organized. One of the stories I share with people is back when I was super disorganized, which was most of my life, by the way. My mother got me a book for Christmas. This is going back like 8 years. She got me a book for Christmas called The Art of Tidying Up. I have a picture of it at the end of the presentation by Marie Kondo, The Magical Art of Tidying Up or something like that. So she got me that book for Christmas and I was like, it went on the bookshelf. And you guys all know I read a million books. I put the book on tidying up on the bookshelf, didn't read it. The next Christmas, I'm opening my gifts on Christmas Day from my mother. It's the same book. I'm like, Mom, do you know that you got me this book last year? She's like, oh, no, I didn't. She's like, I just saw it and I thought of you. But I believe she didn't even remember getting it, but that's how disorganized I was, is that my own mother gave me the same book twice. Anyways, I put it on the bookshelf again. I'm like, I do not need this book, not interested in the book. This is not what I read on. And it wasn't until the pandemic that I was like, all right, I'm going to actually read the book and see what this is all about. And during the pandemic, because of that book, I started organizing everything, like every single drawer. I went through the process that is shared in that book. And since then, I have done it in most aspects of my life. From any space that I work in, there is a sense of organization. And I could tell you personally, for me, it's been totally life-changing. So some statistics. According to the National Association of Professional Organizers, the average executive loses 6 weeks a year to disorganization, messy offices. Sometimes we could spend 4 hours a week looking for misplaced paperwork. Not only that, there's statistics out there or studies that have been done that say, despite what you believe, maybe you do lose productivity, but not only that, maybe you're losing clients too. Visitors, and this is all backed by a University of Michigan Flint study, visitors take notice of messy offices. And in this study, people were asked to rate the perceived personality traits of others based on their messy desk. So untidy people were seen as more neurotic and less caring than people who were very neat. So even if you have disorganization around you and you're not interested in changing it, just think about maybe that's affecting your business as well, because the people who are seeing it from the outside, like your customers. Also, just distraction in general. A study by Princeton University found that visual distractions slow down cognitive functions. That means a cluttered desk can leave employees feeling just tired and worn down. So the 6 steps that Marie Kondo speaks of in her book about tidying up is, number 1, she says, just commit to tidying up. It seems simple, but as we say, even in our algorithm class, everything in life that's easy to do is equally easy not to do. So if you are generally disorganized and you decide that you want to become generally organized, then number 1, you have to commit to it. You have to say, like, even when I don't feel like doing it or don't need to do it, I'm going to continue to do it. Next, imagine what your ideal lifestyle is. So when I went through this process during the pandemic, I thought of the people I know who are super organized. And the way I looked at them is I was like, wow, their life is so much easier than mine. Like they have no chaos. And one of the ways I compare this, if you guys have ever gone into, so I worked in mortgages for many years, and I would walk into my office and it was chaos. Phones are ringing, there's chaos, people are like disorganized, there's papers everywhere. Think of this, like, do you ever walk into your bank branch and just see how calming it is? Like, it's quiet, it's peaceful, like there's people, like there's a little bit of soft music. I'm like, oh, what if my life could be like that? That there's a place for everything and life is calm and there is no chaos. So you got to think about what is the end game that you're looking for, and then builds that. Marie Kondo also says she has the entire process laid out, but most important is the discarding process. That means like go through all the old stuff. So if it's in your desk, if it's at home, like start just getting rid of stuff, discarding it, donating it. Find a place that's like your go-to place for discarding stuff. We have an agent who does a lot of work with, I believe it's Syrian refugees, and she'll tell you, I call her every single month because I'm constantly in the process of pruning stuff from my house. Like, okay, I don't need this. It doesn't bring me joy. I don't need it. And then I call her and I say, okay, I got another bag of stuff. So find out your system for discarding stuff. The system says tidy by category, not by location. So like, okay, instead of saying, I'm going to just tidy my house, instead say, I'm going to focus for the next 30 days tidying my books or tidying my clothing. Like just like a specific aspect that is all you're going to work on, and figure out your place for everything. When I look back on my disorganized days, I didn't have a place for everything, and that created more disorganization. So if I had something and I didn't know where to put it, I'd kind of throw it into a corner, and then all the corners have like stuff in them. Do one thing at a time. Don't veer off course, because you will be tempted. Like, for example, you get stuck because you're organizing all of your clothes and you can't decide on certain things. So you get stuck and you say, okay, I'll go work on organizing my towel cabinet, something like that. Got to finish and do one thing at a time. And this was really life-changing as well. Going through, especially like, all of us have sentimental stuff that we save just for sentimental reasons. Clothes that we might not ever wear. It could be anything, books, etc. Anyways, there's a process that she shares in this book saying, just hold something for a moment. And if you can't decide if you should get rid of it or keep it, ask yourself, does this item bring me joy? If it's something that you're not sure if you need it or not, then joy should be the differentiator. And if the answer is no, it doesn't bring me joy, it's time to discard it. Other things, other environmental considerations, because this is like your little fishbowl that you live in all day long. So what can you do to make your fishbowl as perfect as possible for your life? Other environmental considerations, cannot stress this enough. I wrote about it this week in the Mindful Monday. I cannot stress it enough. The quality of light equals your quality of life. Light is energy. So if your lighting is messed up, it does all kinds of crazy things. First of all, when it comes to like sleep habits and stuff, there's so much. If you just Google how light affects productivity and happiness, there's so much content and studies on this. But one of the things I did when I was reorganizing my entire life during the pandemic, and it's still like this today, you'll see I have a purple lamp behind me. Most houses have overhead light, which my house has tons of overhead light. But it's like not that lighting is not great. So at that time, I put lamps in most of the rooms so that I can have different levels of lighting. And so it's not always super bright no matter what room I go to. Anyways, if it's something you're interested in, you can go back to the Mindful Monday this week. There's a whole article that I wrote about the benefits of simply changing your light will absolutely change your life. So, well, yes, it's great to go take a class on how to convert leads and how to cold call people. What will be even more life-changing for you is to change the light in the spaces that you habitate. Other things to think about when it comes to environment is keeping yourself comfortable. When it comes to happiness, contentment, productive mindset, you always have to think about your senses, like your sense of touch, light, definitely, like what you see, what you hear, what you smell. All of those together can change productivity, like increase productivity 100 times. So if you go to the office every single day and you're freezing every time you go, like set up a system that you have sweaters there so that you're always comfortable in the space that you spend the most time. Smell also enhances mood. So wherever you're working regularly, put a candle on, because that too is going to enhance your mood. By having a candle going, it's going to change the way that you speak to people. It's going to change the conversations you have on the phone. You're going to be less rushed to get off the phone because you're going to find enjoyment in the moment just speaking with somebody. Not only that, I said a second ago that light is energy. So our inside, we are receptors and transmitters of energy as human beings. So we take in energy from other human beings, from other things that create energy or transmit energy, such as light. But music is just like light. Music and sound are also energy. In fact, there's studies that say classical music can calm your nerves, fire up senses to spark creativity, and it can be life-changing as well. So if you're in a work environment that you spend 3, 4, 8 hours a day, have a little bit of light music in the background, because that too is energy. It's super interesting. I know this is a little bit off course, but I was reading a book, The Gulag Archipelago, which is about the Soviet Union prison system in the old days. And it was super interesting because these are the things they used to torture people too, because that's how important light is and music is, that or sound, because they can work for you or against you. And while the levels that we experience on a daily basis may not be torture, they can be working against you if you are not paying attention to your surrounding and what that energy is doing in your environment. I like the idea of quitting distractions daily. This is really important as well, because that's part of your environment too. For example, if you are in a work environment where there's lots of people, you should set up an area or like even a sign that says a power hour, that I'm not available, that you hang on your door so that you can let people, I'm not available for 1 hour because I'm quitting distractions for 1 hour so I get work done. But you should quit other distractions daily as well. Technology, phone, find ways to quit distractions throughout the day. And last but not least, hire help. So when it comes to environment, all I would say is, as real estate agents, I get that as we get higher in our scales of production. Like, oh, I need an assistant. I need a virtual assistant, a transaction coordinator. I'm a huge fan of both of those, will be life-changing. But they're as life-changing as well as having a house cleaner, maybe. If that helps you keep your environment clean and organized, they're as helpful as having a babysitter or a landscaper. So when considering hiring help for your life, for your quality of life and your quality of business, think about who can you hire that will affect your environment to make the environment more enjoyable, because the more enjoyment you get out of that environment, the more productive you will be. And this is the book. It's called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. This is the book that my mother got me twice, and I still resisted it. But eventually I broke down and read it, and it was life-changing magic. Okay, always want to remind you guys to go visit LAERagentservices.com. All kinds of great stuff there. We're still scheduling classes out for live classes for Algerwin. We did several of them, both in Florida and Massachusetts and New Hampshire at the start of summer. And we'll resume those in the fall, like September or October. We'll get back out and do more of those live classes. As always, please check out our newsletter. This goes out once a month, and it's internal newsletter. Oh, here's the one. You can see Craig's picture right on. This is the most recent newsletter. But you go to laerrealty.com/news and download the most recent copy. As well, our staff puts printed copies at the front desk at each office. So if you're in an office, grab a copy and see what's happening around the office. As a reminder, you guys should be getting a text every single Monday of all of your social media pieces for the week. I like to remind you guys because every once in a while, an agent does not get it, and we're not sure why. I think it has something to do with cell services, etc. But if for some reason you don't get it, shoot us an email at happyagent@laerrealty.com. With that, I see that we have I saw Nicole here with us, and Mike Conway, who is our newest attorney at our favorite closing company. Nicole, do you have any updates?
I don't. You had said the update regarding the webinar, so I'm excited about that. I definitely have had some phone calls from real estate agents regarding it, so I think it's great. We're going to set up the webinar to talk about the vacant land, and then I was going to turn it over to have Mike just introduce himself. We're super excited to be expanding coast to coast, and Mike's in the Reading area, but just like all of us, we'll travel anywhere you guys want us to go. So welcome, Mike.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Great to be here. I'm super excited to join CTC. I think it's going to be fantastic. The Reading office is right in downtown, central Reading, so it's convenient to the local areas, and I can't wait to have some closings here. It's going to be great. I've worked with a bunch of agents, but I look forward to meeting all of you at birthday parties and at events, and I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm available anytime you need me. Just one caveat there, my cell phone is 617-694-8089. So it's off by one there, but write that down.
Oh, thank you.
If you want to throw it in the chat, there we go.
He might have done that on purpose.
Yeah. I feel bad for whoever that is with that number, but yeah, so I've been doing this a long time, 20 plus years, and I handle all aspects of real estate. So that includes representing your buyers and sellers and developers. I can do condominium conversions, and if you need LLCs developed, I also do that for clients. And as well, if there are issues that come up with permits, or if you need a client to go in to get some sort of variance, that's all stuff that I can help you out with. So please feel free to reach out anytime. I'm always available, and that's my cell phone, and I'm super excited to be here.
Awesome. by the way, I want to let everybody know that we've been working with our team at Coast to Coast. And one of the things that Mike and Cheryl and Nicole really want to do, we meet regularly, and they always say, like, what can we do to really help real estate agents? And I want to share with you what they've built for you guys. Because LAER agents are the first ones that are getting access to this, and I think it's super cool. If you go to ctcclosings.com/a locals guide, you fill out this little form. Let's just say you have a listing in Salem, New Hampshire, and you want some really cool marketing pieces for that listing. They'll create this little locals guide for you. So basically you just put your name, your email, what town it is. You don't have to give them the information about what are the top 10 places to explore in Salem. Their marketing team already has it done for you. This gets emailed to the agent as a PDF, a 2-page PDF with your name, the agent's name, contact information, and your CTC closing attorney is on it as well. But this is an awesome extra marketing piece for you guys. I think you should have it at every open house, that you have a stack of these, so that you can let consumers know, like, these are the cool places to experience in the marketplace. So that's live now if you guys want to go test it out. And it's customized for you, so it'll take a day. If you order it today, you guys will get it tomorrow at ctcclosings.com/a locals guide. And anytime you guys have ideas about how Coast to Coast can better serve you or offer even more marketing pieces, they are not the average closing company. Like, they want to do whatever they can to offer support and marketing and answer questions. So thank you guys for this awesome guide. Tons of upcoming training classes. Most importantly, I want to let you guys know, if you're in New England, we have Jeff Wright coming in for a seminar next week. So our guide to building a commercial real estate business is Tuesday, August 15th. Registration is from 8 to 9, and then from 9 to noon, you'll get to hear from Jeff Wright. And he wrote the book, Commercial Real Estate for Residential Realtors. Wonderful class. And this is one of the ways you can add to your niche, like additional ways to get business in a changing marketplace. And as always, basically every Tuesday and Thursday, we have tools training. So you can go check that out, 12:30 to 1:30. If you're inside our LAER Facebook group, you can access all of that as well. Oh, by the way, somebody had asked if our commercial class is going to be Zoom. We can't do a Zoom class, but we do have a videographer coming to record that commercial class, and we'll upload it to YouTube right after the program's over, so that if you're in, say, Florida or one of our marketplaces that's just too far away to attend, you'll still have access to the entire training course. And with that, I want to wish everybody a wonderful last full month of summer. And if our Happy Agent team can assist with anything at all, just email happyagent@laerrealty.com, or you can text our team at 978-634-5699. And with that, I want to wish everybody a great summer. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.